Let's go Lions! Our team is doing great, and that's a relief. But there are still some doubters who think the Lions have no chance of making it to the Super Bowl. I believe it, and you, fan, if you believe it, write it in the comments and click the like button. But if you're part of the group that doesn't believe it, click the dislike button. Let's see how this fan base's belief goes. Now, let's get to the exclusive updates and insights we've got for you from game day. Trust me, you won't want to miss what we've got today. Let's dive right in. Alright, Lions fans, we've got a lot to unpack. First, some tough news. Kalif Raymond, one of this team's most reliable players, is going on injured reserve. After suffering a foot injury during the Colts game, Raymond will miss at least the next 4 games. This is a significant loss for the Lions, as Raymond is not only a reliable wide receiver, he's been a key contributor on special teams. When Raymond goes down and stays there, you know it's serious. Even teammate Amon-Ra St. Brown has spoken out about Raymond's resilience. When he went down, he's probably hurting himself pretty bad, St. Brown said. I'm glad things turned out pretty good for him. I'm excited for him. I know he'll be back and ready to fight for us. So what does this mean for the Lions, especially in the punt return game? That's where things get interesting. Last week, we saw Amon-Ra St. Brown step into the punt returner role after Raymond's injury. Now, I know many of you are holding your breath. St. Brown is our star receiver, and the idea of him getting hurt on a special teams play had fans on edge. Dan Campbell, being the straight shooter and a bit of a jokester that he is, addressed the situation with his characteristic playful tone during Tuesday's media session. You know what? We're going to do it. We're going to put Saint back in there because he's the most reliable, Campbell joked, ratcheting up the suspense. Was he serious or just having fun with the media? Either way, it's a move that's getting people talking. In addition to St. Brown, there are other options. Rookie Sione Vaki and Khalil Dorsey could be in, and on the practice squad, we have experienced names like Maurice Alexander, Tom Kennedy, and Donovan Peoples-Jones. It'll be fascinating to see who gets the nod, but you can bet whoever it is will have big shoes to fill. Now, let's talk about Thanksgiving. The Lions are getting ready to face the Chicago Bears in a crucial divisional matchup, but there's been some buzz about what they won't be wearing: throwback uniforms. That's right. Instead of the classic look, the Lions will be wearing their blue Blueberries uniforms. And if history is any indicator, that's not a bad choice. The team has seen a lot of success with that uniform combination in recent years, but not everyone is happy about it. Fans online had mixed reactions, with some expressing disappointment and others defending the decision. One fan commented, "Boo, I want my throwbacks or at least silver pants," while another said, "What's with the obsession with throwbacks? They're boring. Think of a better throwback and I might consider it." For Dan Campbell, though, the focus is clear. It's about winning. "Trust me, we want to win Thanksgiving," Campbell told 97.1 The Ticket. But really, the message is, let's win another divisional game. That's the big one. These divisional games count for 1.5, almost 2. You don't win this game, and that hurts. It hurts a lot. Campbell isn't underestimating the Bears either. Despite their record, he sees them as a team that's just one play away from turning things around. And as he pointed out, all the wins so far don't mean as much if you lose to Chicago on Thanksgiving. That's a division loss. That hurts. So, Lions fans, there's a lot riding on this game, both in terms of keeping up the momentum and defending Ford Field on one of the biggest days of the season. But now I want to hear from you. What do you think about Kalif Raymond going on IR? Who do you think should take over as punt returner? And how do you feel about the Lions sticking with the blue uniforms instead of going with the throwbacks? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Now let's talk about what's going on in Lions camp as we head into this pivotal Thanksgiving game against the Chicago Bears. There's plenty to discuss, but today's biggest headline is this: Dan Campbell and Jared Goff will have to navigate this week and beyond without one of their most versatile weapons. That's right. Wide receiver and return specialist Kalif Raymond has been placed on injured reserve after suffering a significant foot injury in the game against the Colts. Raymond's absence is a big deal. Not only is he a dynamic part of the offense, but his impact on special teams as a punt returner has been crucial. Losing him for at least 4 games is a blow, especially as the Lions are pushing hard to clinch a playoff spot. But there is a silver lining. Insiders are optimistic he'll recover in time to contribute during the postseason. Teammate Amon-Ra St. Brown, one of the Lions' brightest stars, had some heartfelt words about Raymond. "I've always had a lot of respect for Kalif Raymond. When he goes down, if he's lying on the ground for more than 5 seconds, it's probably something serious or he's hurting himself pretty bad," St. Brown shared. "I'm glad things are turning out really well for him. I'm excited for him. I know he'll be back and ready to fight for us." Spoken like a true teammate. But the show must go on, and the Lions have some decisions to make. Who steps in as the punt returner? Coach Dan Campbell kept things light at the press conference, jokingly suggesting that St. Brown could continue in that role. While many fans would cringe at the idea of risking our all-pro receiver on special teams, Campbell's humor may be masking serious consideration. The Lions also have other internal options in rookie Sione Vaki, Khalil Dorsey, or even practice squad players like Maurice Alexander or Donovan Peoples-Jones. It will be interesting to see what the coaching staff decides. Now, let's shift gears to the Thanksgiving matchup itself. The Lions, at 10-1 and looking like one of the NFL's elite teams, take on the struggling Chicago Bears. While the Lions are the heavy favorites, we all know divisional games can get weird, especially when a mobile quarterback like Caleb Williams is involved. And let's be real, Lions fans, Thanksgiving hasn't exactly been kind to us in recent years. Our last Turkey Day win was in 2016. Can this year's team finally break the curse? One thing that's got fans buzzing is the uniform choice. Instead of the beloved throwback uniforms, the Lions are going with their all-blue blueberries look. It's a decision that's stirred up mixed feelings online. Some fans love the idea, pointing out how successful the team has been in those uniforms. Others, however, are disappointed. Boo, I want my throwbacks or at least silver pants, one fan lamented on social media. Another fan chimed in with, "What's the obsession with the throwbacks? They're boring. Come up with a better throwback and I might consider." While the uniforms are fun to debate, Dan Campbell made it clear the focus is on winning, not fashion. "Believe me, we want to win Thanksgiving," Campbell said earlier this week. But really, the messaging is, let's win another divisional game. That's the big one. These division games, they count for 1.5, almost 2. And he's not wrong. Dropping a game to the Bears would hurt not just in the standings, but psychologically, especially with playoff seeding on the line. The Lions will need to execute flawlessly to avoid any Thanksgiving surprises. Offensively, Jared Goff will lean on the run game with dynamic backs like Sonic and Knuckles controlling the clock and tempo. Play action has been Goff's bread and butter this season, and with receivers like St. Brown and Jameson Williams stepping up, the Lions have the firepower to overwhelm the Bears. But let's not forget the Bears' defense, which has shown flashes of potential despite their struggles. On the defensive side, Detroit has been red hot, especially in the second half of games, where they haven't allowed a single point in 3 straight weeks. But with injuries piling up, Khalif Raymond on offense and linebacker Alex Anzalone on defense, the unit's depth will be tested. Mobile quarterbacks have given the Lions trouble in the past, so containing Caleb Williams will be key. So, here's the million-dollar question. Can the Lions finally give their fans a Thanksgiving win? On paper, they should dominate, but with the short week, divisional stakes, and injuries, nothing is guaranteed. The Lions are double-digit favorites, but as we all know, the NFL has a way of keeping things unpredictable. All right, Lions fans, it's time for you to weigh in. How big of an impact do you think Khalif Raymond's injury will have on the team? Who should take over as the punt returner? And what's your take on the uniform debate? Are you team blueberries, or are you missing those throwbacks? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And before you go, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any updates as we march toward the playoffs. Go Lions!